Hello, good evening, and welcome here inside the South Charleston Community Center as we get you set up for tonight's matchup between the South Charleston Black Eagles and the Chapmanville Tigers. Both teams come into the season, to this matchup on the season, with one loss on their record. The Tigers 2-1 on the year, coming off of a win against Charleston Catholic. Starting lineup for the Tigers will go as follows. Number 1, Jay Brock, a 6'4 sophomore guard. He'll be joined by number 2, Dakota Dalton, a 6'3 sophomore guard. Also at the guard position is Logan Hovanek, a 6' sophomore. And then rounding out the starting five for the Tigers is number 23, Benji Adkins, a 6'6 senior hybrid guard-forward combo player, and number 13, Eli Smith, a 6'4 senior forward. Head coach for the Tigers is Brad Napier. He's assisted by Tracy Dempsey, Trey Dalton, Stuart Watts, Jeff Miller, Emery Adkins, and Ashley Dalton. Now let's get it for your home team tonight in white, the Black Eagles, with their 4-1 record coming off of a win their last time out. And that Charleston Catholic game actually was for the Black Eagles, not the Tigers. Tigers with the win last time out against Mount Hope. For the Black Eagles, it'll be number 1, Bryson Orchid, a 6' freshman guard. Number 11, Levi Lewis, a 5'10 junior guard. As well as Malachi Hall, a 6'1 junior forward. Malcolm Brown, a 5'10 senior guard, number 22. And number 3, Jakari Goody, 5'9 sophomore guard. Head coach for the Black Eagles is Josh Daniel. He's assisted by Cliff Jackson, Ronnie Means, and Matt Orchid. Happy to have you with us here this evening on HD Media's High School Game Day. Don't forget, we're live streaming dozens of high school basketball games this year. Local teams are on a holiday break for a little bit after tonight, but we'll be back here on January 3rd in South Charleston as the Black Eagles host Greenbrier East in a boys basketball game that afternoon. That's scheduled for 3:30 tip-off. Remember, all HD Media games are free and only on hdmediagameday.com. Orchid set to jump in the tip-off circle with Dalton. And it'll be Dalton that wins the tip, and the Tigers will control possession for this one to start the action here at the Community Center in South Charleston. On the left wing with it'll be Hovanek. Swung over to the right side of the floor. Pull-up 3 is off the mark there that time, but a rebound underneath for the Tigers. Way to get back to the basket there for Benji Adkins, and Adkins lays it up and in off the left side of the glass. Tigers with an early 2-0 lead on the road here, making the relatively short trip, so to speak, up 119 here to the Community Center. Jumper from Malcolm Brown off the back of the iron, and the miss is collected by Brock for the Tigers, and Adkins with it the other way. Adkins back to Brock. Brock will kick over to the right wing. Right wing drive and attack there by Eli Smith. Shot won't fall. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be last touched by the Black Eagles. And the Tigers will maintain possession on that end of the floor. Or it'll be Dakota Dalton to inbound for South Charleston. Fadeaway hook shot there won't fall for Smith. And Hall grabs the rebound, and Goody will come the other way with it for the Black Eagles. Lewis will drive in from the right wing, now pulled back out. Hall swings it over to, he's going to try to swing it to Brown, now picked up his dribble and lost it. Hands off to Orchid. Orchid feeds inside for Hall. Hall with a power move and going to be called for a traveling violation. Wanted the contact there with Benji Adkins, and in the process picked up his pivot foot and is called for the violation with one too many steps. So it'll be Chapmanville basketball headed the other way, still leading 2-0. Adkins swings it over to the wing to Dalton. Dalton feed inside for Adkins, working his way toward the basket. Now will pull back out after he lost the ball for a moment and was able to regather. Now he's picked up his dribble, tightly guarded by Hall, swings at top of the key to find Hovanek. Swung over to Brock. Brock will swing top of the key now for Smith. Smith goes to the corner where he'll find Hovanek. And it's swung back left side into the corner now for Smith. Smith driving baseline, gets to the basket, reverse lay-in, won't fall. Rebound tip in and up by Jay Brock, and it's good. 4-0 lead for the Tigers quickly with 2 minutes into this first quarter. Orchid with the ball now on the right side. We'll kick it in the corner to Lewis. Now he'll pull back. Swing it over to the left side of the floor to Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown calling for some motion here now. Hall will hand off to Goody. Goody drives to the basket. Floats a shot up. It won't fall, but a foul called on the act of shooting. That'll be the first team foul on the Tigers. And they're going to get the personal foul on, I believe, Benji Adkins. Would be his first as well. They'll send Jakari Goody to the free throw line. First shot is off the mark, no good. One more on the way for the sophomore. Second one too strong as well. South Charleston still scoreless. Start this first quarter. And a foul on the floor on the baseline drive there by Dakota Dalton. That'll be against the Black Eagles. Team's first. That'll be on Jakari Goody, his first. Dalton lobs it in. Back out toward the top of the key to Adkins. Adkins will swing to Hovenick. And then over to the right wing, three-pointer off the mark that time from Dalton. Rebound grab for a second by South Charleston, but taken away by Eli Smith. And then Smith will lay it up and in off the glass. 6-0 Tigers with the lead here on the road. Hall kicks to Goody. Got a man in the air. Now he'll drive toward the basket. Gets back to the bucket. Shot off the glass won't fall, but a foul called in the act of shooting, and Goody will head back to the free throw line. That's going to be on Benji Adkins. That'll be Adkins' second personal foul. So he'll have to take a seat on the bench relatively quickly in this one. Free throw off the mark once again for Jakari Goody. And in will come number 14, Jacob Vance, the 5'11 sophomore, to replace Benji Adkins. 14-point-per-game scorer. Also averages 10 rebounds for a double-double through their first 3 games of the season. Second free throw rolls around and out as well for Goody. So an 0-for-2 trip back-to-back times now for him. Black Eagles still without a bucket in this one. On the other end, three-pointer rattles around and out. Lewis grabs the miss underneath. Now Malcolm Brown will push it up the floor for the Black Eagles. Pull-up jumper from the left elbow is going to be off the mark. Just didn't have the right touch on it. Jay Brock grabs the rebound and will come the other direction. Trying to add to this Tigers lead. Eli Smith has a wide open lane to the basket. He'll get all the way to the cup and lay it up and in. All Tigers in the first 3 minutes and 27 seconds of this one. A 30-second timeout from South Charleston. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more right after this on the HD Media Game Day.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
4:33 to go in the first quarter. Tigers lead the Black Eagles 8-0. Brown swings the Hall, and then over to Lewis. Lewis finds Brown in the left corner. Brown gets to the elbow and then kicks to Goody. Goody to Hall. Hall will pass back off to Goody. Feeding out a Hall at the left block, working his way toward the basket, creates some space, gets to the bucket and lays it up and in off the left side. First bucket of the game for South Charleston. And the Black Eagles are down 8-2. Brock works his way from left to right, back to the left side of the floor, kicks it to Smith. Three-pointer off the mark, air ball collected by Hall. Quickly up the floor to Goody. Now he'll slow things down. Brown with a ball fake, got a defender in the air. Pull-up jumper from just in front of the three-point line is up, and it's good. Just like that, a quick 4-0 run for the Black Eagles after the timeout. Had to stop play for just a moment to readjust the net there after the made basket from Brown on the jumper. Now the deficit at 4 for South Charleston. Trying to string together some stops and scores to get back in this one. Still early on relatively, though. Dalton has it stripped away from him by Goody. Goody in transition now. Going to get all the way to the paint, and pull-up floater is up and good. Jakari Goody with his first basket of the game, making a 2-point lead now for the Tigers. Suddenly gone cold. Kick out to Dalton. Three-pointer off the top of the key, off the back of the iron. No good. Misses pulled down by Miles Terry, who just checked in a moment ago for the Black Eagles. Bounce pass into the corner for Goody, who thought about it for a second. Instead, will kick back out to Bryson Orcutt. Orcutt swings to Terry. Terry will hand back off to him. And then worked over to Brown on the left wing. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Brown working his way to the basket. Shot is up off the backboard. It won't fall. Foul called on the floor. Blocking foul on Dakota Dalton. His first, team second. Brown set to inbound after he finishes his jersey tuck in. Long inbound goes to Orcutt. Look at a screen from Terry. Top of the key, Orcutt working his way down the left side of the lane, gets to the basket, shot won't fall. Terry grabs the rebound, fighting his way back toward the basket. Can't get the shot to fall, but he'll head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Third personal foul of the quarter called on the Tigers. This one going to go on Jay Brock. His first personal foul. Actually, that's the fourth personal foul. Missed one earlier. And Benji Adkins sitting for a majority of this first quarter after he picked up two relatively quick ones. Terry, free throw, off the mark. Black Eagles have still not hit from the free throw line in their first 5 attempts now. Soon to be 6 as Terry has one more here. It's up, and this one rolls in and out. 0 for 6 now as a team, as Goody's 0 for 4. But the Black Eagles trail by just 2, 8-6. It was an 8-0 lead, though, for the Tigers on the road here. The Black Eagles home away from home here at the South Charleston Community Center. Brock drives to the right corner, gets to the baseline, gets to the bucket, and he's going to be fouled on the way up. .204 left to go. The opening quarter. Free throw is up and good for Brock. Second free throw for the sophomore is up and good as well. Making a 10-0 lead for the, or excuse me, a 10-6 lead for the Tigers. Ball deflected into the backcourt, and it'll be off of the Tigers, the officials say. So it'll stay with South Charleston. Minute 51 to go, opening quarter. Again, a 10-6 lead for Chapmanville. Nice take to the basket there. Levi Lewis gets all the way to the basket on the left side. Right-handed float shot off the glass and in. Back to a 2-point deficit for the Black Eagles. Dalton pull up. Shot is good, but foul before the shot. I believe I saw that whistled for Malachi Hall, which would be his first, team second. Long inbound goes to Eli Smith, the senior. Hand off to Brock. Brock will hand off to Dalton. Thought about the three, pumps again, now drives toward the basket. Kicks over to teammate, then pass is thrown away. Brown, spin cycle in the lane, puts a shot up and in. Tie game now at 10 apiece. After Malcolm Brown put David Browning in the spin cycle there in the lane. Less than a minute to go, opening quarter. Tie ball game at 10 each. It was an 8-0 lead for the Tigers to start. Second chance won't go there for Browning. And on the second rebound attempt, a jump ball is called, and it'll be possession Black Eagles with 48 seconds to go in this first quarter of action. Quick sub for the Tigers. In comes Kyler Blair, 5'9" freshman. Also checking in, number 10, Eli Sperry. 6'3" sophomore forward coming in for the Tigers. 10 all our score. This clock works now, under 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Brown gets a handoff from Hall. Will now pull up jumper from just in front of the left elbow and buries it. Malcolm Brown with 6 points of the 12 for the Black Eagles. Pass it high in the air, stolen away by Malachi Hall. Lewis, pull-up jumper from just outside the right elbow, too strong. Brock grabs the rebound. 15 seconds for the Tigers, and Napier telling his team to slow things down here. Going to try to hold for what should be the final shot of the quarter. Feed inside to Browning, kick out Brock. Three-pointer from the right wing, a little too strong. Rebound tipped back, won by Brock, passes it up, trying to find Hovenick, and before he can get a shot off, the buzzer expires. So the Black Eagles trailed 8-0 through about the first 3 minutes of this first quarter, and then stormed back to take a 2-point lead at the end of the first, going on a 12-2 run to close out the quarter. We'll step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll have second quarter action for you right after this on High School Game Day.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston has been serving this area for over 50 years. Be moved with a Mazda test drive. Come in and see how Lester Raines Mazda gives you a 5-star rated shopping experience. We will work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new...
Don't forget the Charleston Gazette-Mail is publishing a special expanded edition available tomorrow. And also as a reminder, there will not be a newspaper on Christmas Day, but you can always go to wvgazettemail.com for the latest breaking news and sports coverage. It's also a perfect time to sign up for the digital subscription to the Gazette-Mail. Just $1 gets you 6 months of unlimited access of breaking news, feature stories, and the e-edition of the Gazette-Mail, and, of course, the best high school sports coverage in the state. That's right, just $1 for half a year. Go to wvgazettemail.com. Bucket good there for David Browning. Chapmanville ties things back up at 12 now this time. On the other end, Hall hands on, or really passes it rather, to Malcolm Brown. Brown with a great cut. Looked like he was going to come toward the ball and get the handoff. Instead, cut back to the basket on a V-cut and hits the jumper from the left side of the floor. With the Black Eagles on top by 2, 14-12. Feed inside for Smith. Smith gets to the basket and is fouled on the way up. I believe they're going to get Miles Terry, I believe. Should be his first. Team's first of the quarter. Smith misses the first free throw. Second one from Eli Smith is good. That'll give Black Eagles back the ball with a 1-point lead as they come the other way. As he goes 1 for 2 from the stripe that time. Eli Smith now with 5 points. Bryson Orcutt, three-pointer up, and it's good. Three-pointer from the wing on the left side. He buries it. Push the lead back up to 4. Black Eagles' largest of the game so far. Dalton swings it over to the right wing where he finds Hovanek. Back to Hovanek, cutting back across the left side. Shot won't fall. Rebound tipped around a couple of times. Finally controlled by David Browning, and Browning lays it up and in. Now the Tigers almost come away with a steal. Great hustle there from from Logan Hovanek, but he is ultimately ruled out of bounds as he landed on his back with the basketball and slid out along the baseline. Black Eagles with a 2-point lead and the possession right now. Lewis on the right wing gets a screen from Terry, swings to Hall. Hall will dish off to Brown. Brown, a three-pointer up, and it's good. Malcolm Brown with the triple. It's a 5-point lead for South Charleston. Brown with the steal, gonna go the other way for the score. Shot is up, and it's good. Brown with a quick 5-0 run. He's got 13, and a timeout taken by Chapmanville. We'll step aside for a short break as well. Tigers trail 22-15 to the Black Eagles. We're back with more right after this on Game Day.
Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston has been serving this area for over 50 years. Be moved with a Mazda test drive. Come in and see how Lester Raines Mazda gives you a 5-star rated shopping experience. We will work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Mazda, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston. Move and be moved.
Black Eagles on top, 22-15. Tiger basketball, though, out of the timeout after what was a 2-point lead to start the quarter for the Black Eagles at 12-10 has quickly turned into a 7-point lead now after a quick 5-0 run from Malcolm Brown. Dalton swings over to Brock on the left side. Brock cut off on the baseline. Will pull back out and swing it to Dalton. Dalton works it over to the left side, the right side of the floor to Jacob Vance. Feed inside, looking for Eli Smith, fighting for position underneath. Shot won't fall, gets his own miss, then has it ripped away from him where Malachi Hall comes away with it. Outlet pass up the floor to Bryson Orcutt. Three-pointer up and too strong over the backboard and out of bounds. Tigers get possession back and have a moment to breathe here now as they bring it up across the floor. They led 8-0 and then have allowed the Black Eagles to go on a run here. Feed inside to Eli Smith. Nice feed into him as he gets positioning on the defense there underneath and lays it in on the reverse on the right side. Back to a 5-point South Charleston lead. Brown's pass stolen away by Dalton. Dalton trying to go coast to coast with it. Can't finish the lay-in though. Brown will grab the miss and come the other way. Brown kicks to Orcutt in the corner, three-pointer up, just off the mark. Off the front of the iron, but the rebound comes back to Orcutt. Orcutt going to set up the South Charleston offense now with 4:28 to go on a moving clock in the second quarter. Pull up, three is up, too strong that time. Brock grabs the rebound and will settle things now for the Tigers. And Smith called for a traveling violation. Took off a little too soon before he put the ball on the floor. It'll be South Charleston basketball. Sub coming in now for the Tigers. Logan Hovanek coming back in. He'll replace Eli Smith. Brown set to inbound for the Black Eagles. Get it into Lewis and then right back to Brown to set the offense up. Hand off to Lewis. Swung over to Terry. Terry finds Hall, and Hall will dish off to Brown. Deep three from Brown again. That one won't hit. Browning will grab the rebound for the Tigers. A little more than halfway through the quarter. Dalton thought about the pull-up three, instead kicks to Brock on the right wing. Brock will now put the ball on the floor, kicks it in the corner to Hovanek. Ball fake, gets his man in the air, gets to the baseline, and will pull up from the left block and knock down the jumper. Hovanek with his first basket of the game. Cuts the lead down to 3 now for South Charleston. 22-19, Tigers trail. Orchid thought about it for a second after picking up his dribble. And now dish back off to Malachi Hall. Hall going to drive his way down the left side of the lane. Shot goes up, it won't fall. Now an offensive foul called on Malachi Hall. After he lost the ball, lost some control of himself and ends up knocking into a Tiger defender and knocks him over. And that'll be the second on Malachi Hall. Curry Goody checks in for the Black Eagles. He'll replace Malcolm Brown, who gets a much-deserved rest for a moment. Tigers with a chance to cut the lead to 1 or potentially tie it here on this possession. Ball deflected, stolen away by Orchid. Orchid can't finish on the lay-in, and he's going to fall to the court, grabbing at his right ankle. Play still underway. Three-pointer from Dalton is up, and it's good. That'll tie the game at 22-19, and Bryson Orchid down on the court, still on the near end here, close to our broadcast location. Josh Daniel going to come from the bench and come take a look at his player. While they see to him, we're going to step aside for a break. 2:55 to go, tie game at 22 all after Dakota Dalton just hit a three-pointer. We'll step aside for a break and be right back after this on High School Game Day.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
So there, Bryson Orchid getting some help over to the bench from his dad and one of the coaches, Matt Orchid. Good to see he was able to walk mostly under his own power as he got back to the bench. Can be seen to by the training staff there just to make certain he's okay. Hopefully just a rolled ankle and nothing more, and he'll be able to return back to play for the Black Eagles, who now find themselves in a tie game once again, this time at 22 all. Brown, pull-up floater, no good. Rebound gathered by Browning, and the Tigers will go the other way, trying to take back the lead for the first time since it was 10-8 in the first quarter. Dalton finds Brock. Kick back to Dalton. Right wing three is up, and that one's good. Back-to-back threes for the Tigers to give back Chapmanville a lead. 3-0, or a three-pointer there from Dalton, and it'll be a 25-22 lead for the Tigers with 2:16 to go in the first half. Merry Festivus to all of you. Hopefully you're able to get your grievances out. We're just a few days away from Christmas. Do you have your Festivus poll set up? I don't, but I don't have space for a Festivus poll, so. I do have space for a small Christmas tree, and sadly it has not been decorated yet, despite being just 2 days away from Christmas. So at this point, it will probably stay undecorated. But, you know, at least we have the tree out. A little more than 2 minutes to go. Black Eagles back with the basketball. Trailing now for the first time since late in the first quarter. Miles Terry with a nice move to get to the basket. Can't get the shot to fall, though. Dalton will grab the miss and bring it up for the Tigers, trying to extend their lead out. Then they led by as many as 8 in that first quarter with an 8-0 lead. Then had some cold scoring flow there. And before the shot, off the ball foul called on the Black Eagles. That'll be on Malachi Hall. That's his third by my count. And, yeah, he is going to be subbed out with 1:42 to go. In will come number 13, Ja'Cory Walker. Inbound goes into the backcourt to Hovanek. And an offensive foul called coming off the screen. That'll be on Eli Smith. That is his first personal foul. Actually, correction, I believe that's on Jacob Vance, number 14. Eli Smith just checked back in the game. Hard to see those hand signals from the officials at an angle, especially with no PA announcer to back up my assumptions on some of these. Ja'Cory Goody gets around the defense, gets underneath the basket, kicks out to Walker. Walker picks up his dribble, finds Terry. Terry will hand off to Lewis. 1:15 to go in the first half. 3-point Tiger lead here on the road. Goody nearly loses it, able to regather and hands off to Malcolm Brown. Pass to Terry. Terry hands off to Brown. Brown comes around the screen. Pull-up jumper from the right elbow. It rattles around and out. Rebound gathered by David Browning. Quickly up the floor to Hovanek. And swung back to Dalton. Dalton going to drive down the right side of the lane. Kicks into the right corner. And now swung back top of the key to Hovanek. Back to Dalton, right wing. Lob inside for Eli Smith. Smith shot up and good. Smith's got 9 in the first half now for the Tigers, a third of their scoring. 30 seconds to go. Ball lost by Brown, taken by Smith. And he waited just patiently enough to get Brown to go up in the air and over top of him, and he'll lay it up and in. He's got 11 in the first half now for the Tigers, and it's a 7-point Chapmanville lead. Lewis, spot up three from the corner, a little too short, and the miss is collected by Hovanek. 7 seconds to go in the quarter and in the half. 4, 3. Dalton steps into a three, top of the key, buries it just before the buzzer. Dalton's got 9 at the half, and the Tigers take a 10-point lead into the locker rooms at the break. They led 8-0 to start. At the end of the first quarter, trailed 12-10, and then have stormed back here in the second quarter to take a 32-22 lead into the locker rooms at the half. We'll step aside for a break here at halftime, and when we come back, we'll have the second half for you. After this, on HD Media's High School Game Day.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
St. Albans Windows wants to say thank you to all of our loyal customers. For 24 years in a row, you've voted us best in the Valley and best in the Tri-State. We could not have done it without you. Made right here in the Kanawha Valley, St. Albans Windows has been your source for quality built windows. Also providing doors, siding, and porch enclosures. West Virginia's premier home improvement company. Proudly serving the Tri-State for 66 years. St. Albans Windows. Call today for a free estimate.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Are you ready to
unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Surround yourself with beautiful views at the Eagle's Nest Restaurant and Lounge, open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Try our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet on Saturdays from 9 to noon. How about lunch instead? Join us for our lunch buffet on Sunday and Wednesday through Friday from noon to 2. Want a place to relax after a long week? Our lounge has happy hour every Friday night starting at 4:30. Great quality food at prices you'll love. Come to Eagle's Nest Restaurant just off Canal Turnpike in South Charleston.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston has been serving this area for over 50 years. Be moved with a Mazda test drive. Come in and see how Lester Raines Mazda gives you a 5-star rated shopping experience. We will work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Mazda, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston. Move and be moved.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
St. Albans Windows wants to say thank you to all of our loyal customers. For 24 years in a row, you've voted us best in the Valley and best in the Tri-State. We could not have done it without you. Made right here in the Kanawha Valley, St. Albans Windows has been your source for quality-built windows. Also providing doors, siding, and porch enclosures. West Virginia's premier home improvement company. Proudly serving the Tri-State for 66 years. St. Albans Windows. Call today for a free estimate.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Surround yourself with beautiful views at the Eagle's Nest Restaurant and Lounge. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Try our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet on Saturdays from 9 to noon. How about lunch instead? Join us for our lunch buffet on Sunday and Wednesday through Friday from noon to 2. Want a place to relax after a long week? Our lounge has happy hour every Friday night starting at 4:30. Great quality food at prices you'll love. Come to Eagle's Nest Restaurant just off Canal Turnpike in South Charleston.
Getting ready to start action back up here at the South Charleston Community Center. And this matchup between a pair of AAA teams and the Chapmanville Tigers and the South Charleston Black Eagles. Both teams looking to avoid putting a 2 in the loss column this evening, as the Tigers bring a 2-game winning streak into this one after dropping their first matchup of the season. Win the last time out for them against Mount Hope. And for the Black Eagles, they also on a 2-game win streak, 4-2 on the year. Started out with 2 wins up on a neutral court at George Washington High School and their Holiday Classic there. Victories over Tays Valley Christian and Summit Christian. As the Tigers find themselves on top by 10 in this one over the Black Eagles after a late scoring run to take the advantage into the locker rooms at the half. Don't forget, we'll have Black Eagles' next game for you. It'll be after the turn of the new year into the 2026 calendar. January 3rd is when the Black Eagles are back at home against the Greenbrier East Spartans. Boys basketball game scheduled for 3:30 that afternoon on January 3rd. And to keep up to date with all of our broadcasts, be sure to like and subscribe the HD Media Game Day Facebook page and YouTube to catch all the great high school basketball action across the valley for the rest of this season. It's HD Media Game Day on Facebook and on YouTube. Back underway here at the Community Center in South Charleston. Just off of the freshly redone Jefferson Road project here in the Kanawha Valley. Not too long ago. It's been great for traffic, especially for me. I live not too far from here, so great to have that done and relieve some traffic issues that have been occurring over the last decades plus. Orchid with the steal. Great to see him back out on the court after that ankle injury late in the first half. His three-pointer wouldn't fall. Miles Terry trying to grab the rebound along the baseline and is out of bounds, so it'll be Tiger basketball. As we flipped into the court here in the second half, so the Tigers now going from left to right across your screen. Black Eagles from right to left. Dalton feed inside, trying to find Benji Adkins. A foul called away from the ball. Offensive foul against the Tigers. That is their first, and I believe that is on Logan Hovanek, which will be his first. Black Eagles trail by 10. Brown gets a handoff, finds himself in the corner, driving baseline, gets to the basket, shot is up, and they're going to call a foul on the floor before the shot. And that'll be on Dakota Dalton, his second, team second of the quarter. So again, foul on the floor instead of in the act of shooting. So it'll be Brown to inbound from the right of the basket on the baseline. Long inbound goes to Levi Lewis. Lewis swings over to Jakari Goody. Goody will come back to Orchid. It's deflected back to Goody and swung to Orchid. Orchid will find Brown. Ball fake the three. Now he'll step back, pull up three from the left wing. Too strong. Misgathered by Dakota Dalton. About a minute and a half into the second half. Still scoreless in half number 2. Still our halftime score of 32-22 in favor of the Tigers. Kick into the corner. Dalton with a ball fake three. Got Orchid in the air. And then on his drive in has Orchid land on him. And that'll be a foul on him. His first. Team's first of the quarter. Dalton lobs it inside for Adkins. Easy work for Benji Adkins. Lays it up off the glass and in from the left side. Make it a 12-point lead for the Tigers, largest of the contest for them. Brown kicks to Terry. Terry going to drive back toward the left side, finds Orchid. Orchid, three-pointer up, rolls around and out, no good. Smith will grab the rebound and dish back to Dalton, who will bring it up for the Tigers. He'll find Adkins, who back on the floor after a couple of quick fouls in that first half. Three-pointer up from Dalton, splashes it home. Dalton with 12 points now for the Tigers, all of them from beyond the arc. Brown driving to the basket. Good take there for Malcolm Brown. He's got 15 now for the Black Eagles. And it's back to a 13-point lead now, 37-24. Tigers on top. Brock hands off to Dalton. Three-pointer top of the key, left it short. Long rebound goes to Lewis at the elbow. Long pass up the floor to Goody. Goody, basket is good on the other end. He's got a quick 4 points now. Adkins driving to the basket. And back in Miles Terry all the way to the rim, and Adkins lays it up and in. He's got 4 points in this half now. After just 2 in the first half. Brown, pull-up jumper from the baseline is good. 11-point lead for the Tigers now. Smith, offensive foul called on the drive. That'll be Eli Smith's first personal foul. Team's third of the quarter as Malachi Hall checks in for Miles Terry. And in for Hovanek is Jacob Vance. A little more than 3 minutes into quarter number 3. An 11-point lead for the Tigers. Lewis swings to Orchid, and foul called away from the ball. They're going to get Malachi Hall for an offensive foul, and to my count, that's number 4. Miles Terry getting ready to check in at the next dead ball action. Benji Adkins will hand off to Dalton. Dalton will try to feed to the block to Smith, who almost lost it. Back out to Vance. Spot up three. Rattles in and out. Rebound tipped by Smith for a second. And then a foul called on Eli Smith for a reach. That'll be his second, team's fourth. So Terry checks back in. He'll replace Hall again, who just picked up his fourth. He'll sit the rest of this quarter and probably well into the fourth quarter, I'd imagine. Just a six-man rotation for the Black Eagles, something they've been dealing with since the beginning of the year with a starter and their sixth man out due to injuries. Shakari Goody, floater through the lane, won't fall. Rebound tipped and controlled by Dalton underneath. About 4 minutes to go in the third. Easy take to the basket there by Benji Adkins like a hot knife through butter. He glides through the defense and lays it in with ease. 41-28, Tigers on top on the road here. Pull-up three from Brown, up and good. Malcolm Brown with 20 of the Black Eagles, 31, but they still trail by 10, 41-31 with 3:42 to go in the third. We'll step aside for a break and be back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
Back here at the South Charleston Community Center, where it's a 10-point lead for the Tigers of Chapmanville. They made the trip up 119 to take on South Charleston this evening, just before the Christmas holiday in a couple of days. The Black Eagles going to be off for the remainder of the calendar year after this one, before they are back in action here at 3:30 on Saturday, January 3rd, taking on Greenbrier East. The Tigers, though, will actually play in a holiday tournament down in Daytona Beach, as they'll head down to the Daytona Sunshine Classic, play this Saturday after Christmas down there. We'll get 3 games in down there in Florida before coming back here to the Mountain State to play out the rest of their schedule. Good feed inside there, finds Jacob Vance open on the right block. He'll lay it in. 12-point lead for the Tigers once more, 43-31. Brown gets to the left block, pull-up jumper is up, and it's good. Malcolm Brown now with 22. Brown can take over a game in an instant. He's going to need his defense to string together some stops to go along with his scores, though, as they try to get back into it. Foul called away from the ball. That'll be on the floor against Miles Terry. That's his second personal foul. Second on the Black Eagles as well. Dalton set to inbound. Throws it in for Adkins, and a foul called on that. That'll be on Terry. That's his third, team's third. Another inbound on the way for the Tigers. Dalton gets it into a cutting Eli Smith. He can't finish on the lay-in, and then a foul called on the offensive rebound attempt, and they call Benji Adkins in the act of shooting. And that'll be on Malcolm Brown. That's his first personal foul, team's fourth. Both teams a foul away from being in the 2-shot bonus the rest of the quarter. Adkins, first free throw, rolls around and rattles out and back in. Hovanek checking in for Dalton. One more on the way for Benji Adkins. Second one off the back of the cylinder and then falls home. Give him 10 now for the contest. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Brown pull-up three from deep range off the mark. Adkins grabs the rebound and will bring it the other way. Adkins dishes off to Brock. Swung back now to Adkins. Adkins will drive down the left side of the paint, cut off. Fadeaway jumper is off the back of the iron and falls home. He's got 12 now. For a run for him has pushed the Tiger lead up to 14 now. 47-33. Goody, three-pointer up, too strong off the right side of the rim from the left wing. Brown will grab the rebound and swing back out to Orchid. Find Terry. Terry's pass to Brown is deflected into the backcourt and stayed in bounds and taken away by Brock. Brock gets to the basket. Floater won't go. Rebound tipped around and taken by Miles Terry. Terry dishes it off for Brown, and Brown will bring it now up the floor for the Black Eagles. He'll find Goody. Goody pulled back and now goes back to the basket. Left a layup short. Rebound is taken by Adkins, and a traveling violation called on Adkins. I think he thought he was pulled down maybe. That'll be Black Eagle basketball, though, with 1:52 to go. They'll inbound from the right of their own basket. Now goes to Terry at the elbow. Swung out to Orcutt now on the right wing. We'll get a screen from Terry. Swings over to Goody. Left wing three-pointer is not going to fall. Goody tracks down his own miss, though, on the baseline. Driving back toward the basket. Cut off. Kicks back out into the right corner for Orcutt. Orcutt back to Goody. Right corner. Thought about a three and said, we'll now put the ball on the floor. Get a screen from Terry. Drives in the paint. Kicks back out to Brown. And a foul going to be called on the floor as Brown was trying to make his way to the middle of the court and drive down the lane. Foul called on Logan Hovanek. That's his second personal foul, team's fifth. And that'll send Malcolm Brown to the free throw line to shoot a pair, as that is, again, the team's fifth foul of the quarter. Minute 22 to go in the third quarter. Brown set to shoot a pair. Has yet to go to the free throw line tonight, but does find himself with 22 of the 33 for South Charleston thus far. Matching his jersey number at this point. Free throw up and good on his first attempt of the night. As Dalton checks back in, he'll replace Vance for the Tigers. Second one is good as well for Brown. An 11-point lead once again, 47-36. Tigers on top with the basketball. Lob down inside for Eli Smith. Smith through some contact, can't finish. And a foul going to be called on Levi Lewis. That'll be his first personal foul, team's fifth. So a two-shot foul anyway coming for Eli Smith because he was in the act of shooting. First free throw rolls around and in for Eli Smith, who's now 2 of 3 from the stripe today. One more on the way for the senior forward. Second one too strong. Rebound tipped into the hands, though, of Brock. Brock's second chance try won't go. Smith can't get the third try to go, and then he's fouled in the act of shooting again. They're going to get Jakari Goody his second personal foul. So 2 more on the way for Eli Smith. Free throw up and is good. One more on the way for the senior. Right now he's got 13 points. Make it 14 as the second one is good as well. 15-point advantage for the Tigers as the Black Eagles show a little bit of full court pressure in a 1-2-2 trap. The Tigers show some pressure. Tigers come away with the steal, feed inside for Brock, and Brock lays it up and in. 52-35, and a foul called out near midcourt. They're going to get Dakota Dalton for that. That's his third personal foul, and Malcolm Brown will head back to the free throw line. So again, the Black Eagles are in the bonus as well as the Tigers here for the rest of this quarter. Brown's first free throw off the mark. Made his first 2, missed that one there. One more on the way. Second one rolls around and out as well. So an empty trip to the line that time for Malcolm Brown, and it's a 17-point deficit for the Black Eagles. Three-pointer lined up and off the mark as it rattles around and out for Hovanek. Brown grabs the long rebound, goes the length of the court, can't finish on the reverse lay-in. Feed inside to Smith, kick back out to Hovanek. He'll drive inside, and an offensive foul called against him as he stuck out the elbow to try to create some space. Third personal foul on him. That'll give it back to the Black Eagles as in will come Kyler Blair again. He'll replace Dakota Dalton for just a few moments. Lewis nearly turns it over, but able to get to it as Brown. Brown trying to beat the 10-second count in the backcourt, able to do so as he crosses the timeline. Feed underneath for Goody. Goody kicks to Orchid. Orchid swings to Lewis. Lewis pull-up jumper from the elbow, or from the block is up and good. Lewis with his second basket. That'll be the end of the third quarter. After 3 in the books, it's a 15-point lead for the Tigers on the road here against the Black Eagles. South Charleston trails Chapmanville 52-37 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll step aside for a break. Be back with fourth quarter action for you right after this on High School Game Day.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston has been serving this area for over 50 years. Be moved with a Mazda test drive. Come in and see how Lester Raines Mazda gives you a 5-star rated shopping experience. We will work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Mazda, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston. Move and be moved.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Tiger basketball to begin this frame of action here on High School Game Day on HD Media. Thanks for joining us this evening. Our camera operator tonight is Jacob Paul. Our producer-director, the fantastic Mr. Ethan Young. Adkins misses the first chance, gets his own miss, but can't finish that one either. Malachi Hall grabs the miss for the Black Eagles after taking a seat on the bench there relatively early on in the third quarter after picking up his fourth foul. He starts the fourth now for the Black Eagles. Lewis, three-pointer is missed. Goody grabs the offensive rebound, but can't hit the baseline jumper from the left side himself. So it'll be back to the Tigers coming the other way, trying to extend their 15-point lead out. Brock kicks to Adkins along the right baseline, works his way to the block, spins his way to the bucket and can't finish. Orchid will grab the rebound, floats it up the floor to Brown. Brown pull-up jumper from the left block. It's up and it's good. Malcolm Brown with 26 tonight. And the Black Eagles need to string together some stops here defensively. Tigers have gotten pretty much any shot they wanted to offensively this evening. Feed inside, pass back out before Hovanek's able to do anything with it. A foul called on the Black Eagles. That'll be their first of the quarter. Long inbound back out near midcourt, finds its way to Eli Smith. Smith finds Dalton with it in the left corner. Dalton trying to drive baseline, backing down Jakari Goody. Fadeaway jumper is left short. Hall will grab the rebound and quickly up the floor to Lewis. Lewis driving toward the basket. Finger roll laying on the right hand is good for Levi Lewis. Give him 6. Now down to an 11-point lead. Dalton finds Brock, left wing. Cross-court pass finds Adkins inside the lane, and he'll stop there at the block and lay it up and in. Benji Adkins now with 14 points. After he had to take a seat on the bench in the first quarter with 2 fouls, he's been productive on the floor ever since, coming back on the second quarter. And then to start the third quarter, offensive foul called on Malcolm Brown. Benji Adkins does his job and plants his feet there in the paint, draws the charge on Brown. That's his second, team second. Less than 6 minutes to play in the contest. A 13-point lead for the Tigers on the road. Dalton steps into a three just to left of the top of the key and knocks it down. Give him 15, all from three-point range. Just below his season average of 16 coming into tonight's game. Goody on the other end. Three-pointer rolls in and out. Eli Smith grabs the rebound and pushes it in transition. Finds Brock. Brock gets to the basket. Kicks back out to Adkins. Adkins stops in the lane. Kicks back out to Dalton. Spots up for another three. This one off the mark. Adkins on the offensive rebound attempt. Ball tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Lewis, and it'll stay with the Tigers on this end of the floor. Dalton going to be the man to trigger it in. Bounce pass into Adkins. He'll set a screen for Brock. Brock gets to the basket but can't finish on the lay-in. Outlet pass up the floor, stolen away by Smith. Brock then dishes off for Hovanek. Hovanek can't finish, but Smith grabs the offensive rebound. Can't finish the first time. Second chance try, tipped out of bounds, and it'll be last touched by Bryson Orcutt. He'll stay on this end of the floor with the Tigers. They'll inbound from in front of their own bench near the end of it, close to the baseline. Lob in for Smith. Smith gets back to the basket and lays it in. Nice inbounds there for the Tigers, as he now has 16 points in the contest. Stolen away by Brock. Brock on the other end lays it up and in. He's got 8 points now for Chapmanville, and it's a 20-point lead. Just a few possessions ago, the Black Eagles were moments away from making it a single-point deficit. Now find themselves down 20. As Malcolm Brown misses on the three-point jumper from the top of the key. And sub checking on. Eli Smith checks out. Into the game for the Tigers, number 50, David Browning. Adkins will bring the ball across midcourt, working against Malachi Hall. Kicks into the corner to Dalton. To Browning, and he'll find Hovanek. Hovanek kicks to Adkins, and Adkins going to shuffle his feet, moved his pivot foot before he put the ball on the floor. I think he just couldn't believe he did that. Turner will give it back to the Black Eagles. They trail by 20. Again, we're down by 11 just a few moments ago, but after a string of turnovers have allowed the Tigers to push it out to a 20-point advantage at 61-41, halfway through the fourth. Brown, deep three from the right wing is up, and it's good. His third triple of the night. Give him 29. Adkins driving to the basket against Hall, gets all the way to the bucket and lays it up and in. Benji Adkins with 16 points now in the contest. Brown, pull-up jumper, left it short. Adkins grabs the miss. Probably pretty close to a double-double. I don't track rebounds, but would assume he's pretty well on his way to a double-double if he doesn't already have one. Dalton lobs inside for Browning. Browning kicks to a cutting Hovanek. His floater won't fall. Rebound is going to be knocked, and a foul is going to be called on Hovanek. A little too aggressive there, trying to get that rebound. That'll be his fourth, team's first of the quarter. Brown gets around Brock. Pull-up jumper from the keyhole. It's up and good. Brown with 31. A quick timeout for South Charleston with just under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. We'll keep you right here. Don't forget, now is a great time to sign up for a digital subscription to the Gazette Mail. For just $1, you get 6 months of unlimited access to breaking news, feature stories, the e-edition of the Gazette Mail, and, of course, the best high school sports coverage in the state. That's right, just $1 for half a year. Go to wvgazettemail.com to subscribe today. And while you're doing that, also be sure to like and subscribe HD Media's Game Day page on Facebook and YouTube to catch all the great high school basketball action across the valley for the rest of this season. Again, that's HD Media Game Day on Facebook and YouTube. And the wonderful thing about if you subscribe on YouTube is you can actually subscribe and have notifications turned on so that on your smartphone or on your tablet you can get those notifications when these broadcasts go live, so you'll always know when our HD Media Game Day broadcasts are going. It's 2 days away from Christmas, and my mother set off the smoke alarm in our house last night while she was baking some holiday treats. Thankfully, I was not working my normal day job of 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. as a long outlet pass up the floor finds Hovanek, and he'll lay it up and in. He's got 4 points now because it set off the smoke alarm at about 11:30 at night last night, and if I had been asleep, I may have lost my mind on my mother. Love her dearly, but the treats weren't that important to set off the smoke alarm. Fortunately, nothing caught fire. It's the thing we can be most grateful for. And the treats were delicious, so it was kind of a nice trade-off. Runner is good there for Dalton. His first non-three-pointer of the day. Make it 67-49. Brown's runner from the baseline. Count the bucket and one. The second team foul on the Tigers. Lead cut to 18 for Chapmanville, with Malcolm Brown a chance to convert the and one opportunity as Browning will check out for Chapmanville. Free throw is up and good for him. Made his first two, missed the second pair that he shot, and then converts on that one, so he's now 3 for 5. 2 minutes to go in the contest. Dalton thought about a three from the corner. Instead, will kick back out to Adkins. Adkins going to back Goody all the way to the basket. Shot won't fall. And an off a jump ball, I believe, is the call there, as Goody got on top of it. Yeah, that is a jump ball that was called. So to go to the Black Eagles, down 17 with 1:45 to go. Brown finds Lewis. Lewis going to drive to the basket as he gets around Adkins, and he'll lay it up and in on the finger roll. Brock dishes back to Adkins, and he's just going to hold the ball until somebody gets close enough to guard him. Now he drives all the way to the bucket. Shot is up. Count the bucket and one. Adkins with 18, a chance to make it 19 for the game, as he'll head to the free throw line to convert on the and one opportunity. Black Eagles in the first quarter led this one at the end of the first, 12-10, but then used saw a second half run rather by the Tigers, change it from being them down 2 to up 10 at the locker room. We're going to the locker rooms at halftime. 32-22 was our halftime score, and have since outscored the Black Eagles in the second half, 37-30. Now make it 39-30 as Dalton gets the lay-in to go there. 71-52 on the other end. Three-pointer from Brown, up and in. A little too late there as the Black Eagles are going to run out of time in this one to make the comeback. 30 seconds to go. And the Tigers are going to try to dribble out the remainder of this clock. Black Eagles not going to allow them to just do it with ease, so 10 seconds, and that'll be the end of this one as the Tigers going to pick up win number 3 on the season before they head down to Daytona and play in the Daytona Sunshine Classic. They'll take on Wiregrass Ranch out of Florida in the first game this Saturday before having 2 more games on Sunday and I believe on Tuesday for them before they come back to get back to Mountain State play. And for the Black Eagles, again, they're off for the rest of the calendar year. We'll be back in action on January 3rd, as we'll be back here for that one. The Black Eagles will play host to the Greenbrier East Spartans. And don't forget, you can get that for free, as well as all HD Media games, only on hdmediagameday.com. And you can also find them on the Facebook and YouTube pages for HD Media Game Day as well. So that'll do it for us here in South Charleston. Big thanks to our camera operator tonight, Jacob Paul, our producer-director, Ethan Young. Thanks for tuning in for us this evening. Again, be sure to join us on January 3rd for that Black Eagles and Spartans matchup after the turn of the new year. Have a great rest of your Festivus for those of you that celebrate. And for those of you that don't, well, I guess you'll have Christmas to enjoy here in a couple of days. And then the new year shortly after that. That'll do it for us here at South Charleston's Community Center. Tigers win 71-55 over the Black Eagles. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, folks.